I was in a Peace Corps in Sierra Leone, and they had me in swamp rice production. And the first farmer I helped grow a crop of swamp rice. I still remember the name of the rice, Congo Mayaka. And I would just go down and look at that rice, and it was, gorgeous. It was tall and beautiful, green and lush, and I just was such a cool thing that I thought I got to do this somehow. Somehow I'm gonna farm. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
And I really like to feed people. That's where it came from, wanting to feed people, and I love I first of all love the harvest in the garden. There's beans on that plant. We can pull those off and eat them. That's magic. That's exciting. So that's what got me into farming.
I think for both of us, it was just kind of one of those things where as you're growing up, you just kind of have a certain feeling in your blood that, that's something that you wanted to do.
My folks were farmers, and I don't think I fell very far from the tree. Even when I was an anthropologist, I was studying tropical forest farmers. And I just felt like farming was a really important thing to do, and two reasons really. One, to try to help my kids, and two, to try to change the ag system, which was, starting to get worse and worse all the time.
I mean, it's kind of interesting. I've been farming 16 years. I consider more of my activism on the school front, because that's where I'm very active socially, trying to get school policy changed. I'm on the school board here in town.
We're also both involved with our, the Farm to School program in our local school. And then we've also been involved with NOFA and the Vermont Organic Farmers Certification branch of NOFA Vermont. So in that respect, we're activists in that.
We're involved.
Yeah. I'm really interested in people knowing what it's like to grow food, what it's like to prepare it, the difference in what it tastes like when you have really good food versus a bland egg versus the nice pasture-raised hen's egg. So I really like the opportunity to have those people come on the farm and get their hands in it all and see how it's done and help them learn things they've never done before.
I'm going to try to support the movement through my activities here. And one of the things that I think is very important about this alternative agricultural movement is that we're trying to devise ways to protect our land and to protect our soil, because we have seen so many detrimental effects from standard commercial monocrop agriculture that has caused massive soil erosion and massive pollution of nitrates and phosphate fertilizers down the main waterways and into the oceans. And there are alternative ways to grow crops that have been proven time and time again to be just as high in yield and probably higher in nutrition, which are much less damaging to the land.
Community-supported agriculture was attractive to us because really it really talks about an alternative economy. And I think that's what was exciting to us, was growing food in a different economic context potentially, where we're growing food for our community, where the people who join the farm, sort of take part of the risk of farming. They become more connected to the farm. They really understand where their food's coming from. They have a connection to the people who are growing their food. And they really sort of end up getting a lot of education just by being connected to the farm. It's just a very cool thing. So I've always called the whole CSA movement it's a quiet revolution, but an exciting one. So so that's my activism. Yeah.
We try to do a wide variety of crops because we feel like we want to be one of the farms in this region that is dealing with food insecurity, not just food insecurity in terms of trying to get people to eat healthier foods, but also dealing with diseases that are directly related to food: diabetes, obesity, heart disease, stroke, cancer. All of these things are dramatically impacted by what people eat, and so what we want to try to do is grow really quality food, and constantly talk to people about why they should be eating that food instead of conventional food that is grown on factory farms, which we feel is toxic and poisonous.
Probably our most important connection with the earth is the way we eat. And so the choices we make in our eating habits really have a very significant impact on the environment.
When I went to the University of California, it was 1966, and I immediately got involved in anti-war activities and civil rights activities there. And ultimately lost my job over activism, and went back into farming, and I've been in farming pretty much ever since. And today, you know, the people that I've known all these years that are activists are some of my best friends, and you know, some of the people I can trust the most. So I would encourage anybody to be an activist. It's very heartening, and you know, you meet the greatest people, and you get some impacts. You know, that's the exciting part.